long before the kingdoms of men traced the lines of the horizon, when the moon was young and the stars had not yet settled into their appointed paths. There was a being unlike any other, not mortal, not God, but something in between, a soul born of human flesh and lunar light. This was the oracle of the silver moon. Her eyes held the reflection of worlds unseen. Her voice carried the whispers of stars, and her destiny was written not in sand or stone, but in the silent pulse of the cosmos itself. The oracle awoke each night with the tide of moonlight flowing through her veins. She could feel the orbit of planets, the murmur of comets, the heartbeat of moons long dead. Tonight, the sky shivered. A shadow moved across the face of the moon, faint yet deliberate. A sign, a warning, a secret meant only for her to see. Far from mortal cities, where no king's decree could reach, the oracle journeyed to the Temple of Silver Shadows, a place older than memory itself. It was said the temple was built to honor the moon goddess, a being who whispered to the first oracles across the void of night. And within its walls lay a mirror, not of glass, but of reflected time, where past and future trembled together. Oracle, whispering to herself, every secret has its cost, and the cost of this one may unravel the heavens. The mirror accepted her touch, and the vision came, a storm of cosmic fire and shadows. She saw a world bathed in silver, where moons hung low in the sky and rivers ran with light. But she also saw darkness creeping between the stars, shapes that were neither living nor dead, yet carried the weight of eternity. Oracle, voice trembling. They awaken, the watchers, the ones who were never meant to return. And in that moment, the oracle understood. The moon itself had chosen her to bear witness, to record, to intervene, to survive what was coming. The stars themselves began to whisper. They told of an age before time, when beings of shadow ruled the spaces between worlds. They had been bound, and their chains had been hidden behind moons and meteors. But the chains weakened, the watchers stirred, and the oracle, born of lunar blood, was the only bridge between their world and ours. Oracle, kneeling, hands raised to the sky. Guide me, for the path is not mine alone. She felt the pull of gravity reversed, the weight of heaven bending toward her, a cosmic tug-of-war that stretched her soul across light years in an instant. The knowledge she sought was forbidden for a reason. To understand it was to touch the backbone of the universe, the architecture of reality itself. One misstep, one glance too long, and the watchers would see her, and the world would fall under their shadow once more. Oracle, whispering, I will not fail, even if the heavens tremble. Outside the temple, the moon moved in silent guidance. It traced a path across the desert sands, leading her to stones etched with forgotten power, to rivers carrying celestial water, to mountains older than mankind. Every step, a lesson. Every shadow, a warning. Every silver light, a hand reaching from the heavens. The oracle knew this journey would change everything. Not just her, but the fragile balance between mortal and divine, between shadow and moonlight, between knowledge and oblivion. And so begins the path of the oracle, a being born of moonlight, chosen by destiny, tasked with speaking forbidden truths to a world unprepared to hear them. She is not a savior. She is not a queen. She is witness, messenger, guardian, between the watchers and the world of men. Oracle, voice like the wind. I will see what others fear, and I will speak it even if the stars themselves tremble. Thus the silver moon bore witness to her vow, and the desert whispered her name to the heavens. The oracle who spoke to the moon. And the story begins. The night stretched longer than the world itself, and the oracle, born of moonlight, yet tethered to the earth, felt the stirrings of shadows that had slumbered since time's first dawn. They were the watchers. Not gods, not mortals, but beings older than stars, older than the first mountains. Their eyes were voids where galaxies once burned. Their voices carried the weight of centuries, and their thoughts were not bound to space or time. Long ago, they had been bound by the moon goddess herself, chained to the spaces between worlds, for their hunger for forbidden knowledge threatened to devour creation. And now, their chains weakened. The oracle felt it first as a whisper, not words, not sound, but a vibration deep in her bones. The watchers were awake, and one of them had seen her. Oracle whispered, "You are here. But why?" The wind answered, and in its subtle resonance, she understood. They sought knowledge, hers, and that which she carried from the moon. The oracle journeyed to the Temple of Eternal Silver, a place older than any recorded history, built to contain truths too vast for mortal minds. There, the celestial runes moved beneath her gaze. They told of cycles beyond comprehension, of stars dying, of moons consumed, of shadows lurking in the empty spaces where creation itself feared to look. Oracle, murmuring to herself, "The Watchers, they hunger for the knowledge of the cosmos. If they claim it, even the moon will falter." And she knew the cost. For even one misstep in this temple could unbind what had been chained for eons. One false breath could awaken the shadows fully. It came silently. Neither wind nor footfall announced its arrival. The oracle raised her arms in recognition, not fear. For to stand against a watcher without understanding would be death. But to flee without facing it could doom worlds. Watcher, voice like distant thunder. Oracle of the moon, your light calls to us. Do you understand the debt you carry? Oracle whispers, I carry the debt of those who forgot the balance. I will not allow the stars to fall. The watcher tilted its head as though amused. And in that movement, the oracle glimpsed infinity, shapes and forms that had never existed and would never exist again. The watchers spoke not in words, but in cosmic resonance. A language older than the moon itself, vibrating in the bones of the oracle. Images flashed. Civilizations devoured by darkness. Moons colliding in silent, cold fire. Stars flickering out as if snuffed by invisible hands. Oracle, voice strained, chanting, I will see. I will bear it. I will not let the darkness consume what is mine to protect. And in that moment, the oracle's blood, part mortal, part lunar, flared. Her eyes became mirrors of the universe. The shadows recoiled. The watchers paused. For even they had never encountered one who could witness without fear. The moon itself whispered through the silver light. It spoke of a covenant. The oracle could wield knowledge. But she must bind the watchers once more. Not with chains, but with understanding. Not with fear, but with memory. Oracle, kneeling, arms raised. I will speak for the balance, even if it costs me everything. And as she spoke, the moon pulsed with radiant energy. Silver beams streamed through the temple, casting the shadows of the watchers back into the void between worlds. But to bear forbidden knowledge is never without cost. Every vision drained a fragment of her humanity. Every whisper of the watchers left an echo in her soul. Yet she endured. For the balance of the cosmos depended not on gods alone, but on the courage of those who could stand in the void and see, and choose to act. Oracle, softly, resolute. I will walk between light and shadow. I will speak to the moon, and I will guard the world from what seeks to devour it. And so begins the path of the oracle. Her journey is not one of triumph or glory. It is a journey of witnessing, of guarding, of balancing the seen and the unseen. The watchers stir. The stars whisper. And the moon watches over her. Its silver light a guide, a shield, and a reminder. Some knowledge is forbidden, yet some must be seen. And the oracle walks between worlds, speaking the truths the universe fears to name. Beyond the edge of the known sky, beyond the gaze of mortal eyes, lies a place that was never meant to be seen. A void where stars fear to burn, where moons drift without orbit, and shadows of creation twist like smoke in the eternal night. It was here the watchers gathered, here they hungered, and here the oracle, born of moonlight and mortal courage, must walk. The gateway opened silently beneath her feet. The air, or what passed for air, shimmered with the memory of galaxies. Her body felt weightless, yet every atom trembled with the knowledge of infinity. Oracle, whispering, steady. I'm here, and I will not falter. The void responded. Shapes formed from darkness, stretching and folding, as if the shadows themselves had learned to breathe. And there it was. The first Watcher, older than time, hungrier than the universe itself. Watcher, voice like the grinding of planets. Oracle, why do you dare enter the void? Do you not know your kind cannot endure this knowledge? Oracle, calm, unwavering. I endure because balance cannot be left to shadows alone. The Watcher's form shifted, folding in on itself, stars exploding and reforming within its body. It laughed, a sound that bent the void itself. Watcher, whispers, then witness, and despair. The Oracle saw the weight of the forbidden knowledge, the architecture of reality, the laws that bind stars and souls, and the hidden hunger of the Watchers. Oracle, voice shaking, yet firm. I see, and I will bear it. Her voice resonated through the void, and the Watcher recoiled. For never before had a mortal-born being stood in the celestial void, and acknowledged its truth without fear. The moon, her celestial parent, extended its silver light. Through it, the Oracle bound herself to the balance of the universe. Every chain of light was a tether, every whisper of lunar wind a shield. Oracle, chanting softly, by moonlight and shadow, by light and star, I claim the path that mortals dare not tread. The Watcher hissed, a sound like dying stars, and for the first time, it felt resistance. To survive here, the Oracle must walk the labyrinth of the Watcher's mind. Each path a trap, each reflection a temptation to surrender to the hunger of forbidden knowledge. Oracle, determined. I walk, not to claim power, but to guard what is sacred. She passed visions of worlds devoured, of civilizations never known, of moons bleeding silver fire. Yet she did not turn. She did not falter. The Watcher watched her intrigued, unsettled, for no one had ever moved through its domain without breaking. At the center of the celestial void lay the heart of the Watcher's hunger. A black sphere, pulsing with the knowledge of everything forbidden. Oracle, voice ringing through the void. I see your truth. I do not fear it. And I offer this, not rebellion, but understanding. For the first time, the Watcher hesitated. It had never encountered a being who could witness without succumbing, who could hold the void within her gaze and not blink. Watcher, echoing. Perhaps there is hope. The Oracle survived the celestial void. But she knew this was only the beginning. The Watchers stirred, restless, cunning, and patient. Oracle whispers to the moon, I will continue. I will bear their truths, and I will guard the fragile light of worlds. And so, the Oracle walks the path between stars and shadows, between knowledge and oblivion, forever bound to the secrets the universe fears to reveal. The celestial void has tested her, and the Oracle has endured. The moon is not merely a lantern in the night. It is a guardian, a keeper of secrets older than the first breath of creation, a silent witness to the ebb and flow of stars, civilizations, and time itself. And the Oracle, born of lunar light and mortal resolve, was about to learn its deepest secret. The moon whispered, across the void, guiding her through labyrinths of thought and space, through echoes of long-dead constellations. Oracle whispers, softly, reverent, show me, reveal the truth hidden beneath your silver veil. And the light bent around her, folding into shapes and symbols, writing a story older than mankind, older than the cosmos itself. The moon revealed its secret, an archive, a repository of forbidden knowledge, guarded not by stone, but by the essence of lunar energy itself. Here lay fragments of worlds never born, shadows of civilizations that should never have been, and whispers of stars that existed and vanished in a single heartbeat. Oracle, awed, whispering, all this, all of it, kept here, safe from the Watchers, yet vulnerable if they awaken fully. The moon's silver threads shimmered, wrapping around her wrists and shoulders. She became a living conduit, a bridge between what was forbidden and what must be known. But the Watchers were not idle. Drawn by the moon's awakening and the Oracle's presence, they converged upon her. Watcher leader, with voice like grinding galaxies. Oracle, you trespass where no mortal born should stand. The moon's secret is ours by right. Oracle, resolute, her eyes glowing silver. It is not yours. It belongs to the balance, to the harmony of all worlds, not to the hunger of shadows. And thus the confrontation began, not with swords or fire, but with thought, light, and cosmic will. She drew upon the moon itself, harnessing its silver energy to weave barriers of light and memory. The Watchers attacked with whispers of oblivion, their voices bending the very structure of space. Oracle, whispering, by silver light, by eternal moon, I stand between shadow and dawn. The energy surged, the air shimmering with cosmic resonance. Time itself seemed to fracture and bend, revealing glimpses of alternate realities, worlds where the Watchers had claimed dominion, and all life was consumed by darkness. At the heart of the cathedral, the moon's secret unfolded. A map of the cosmos, a blueprint of creation itself, and a warning inscribed in pulses of silver light. The Watchers were never meant to awaken fully. Their knowledge is hunger, their hunger is oblivion. Balance must be restored, or all worlds will crumble. Oracle, whispering, determined. Then I must hold it, even if I am all that stands between the universe and its end. The moon's energy intertwined with her blood, infusing her with clarity and power. For the first time, she understood the scale of her task. Not just survival, but stewardship of reality itself. The Oracle realized her path was no longer a choice. Every vision she held, every whisper she recorded, was a tether binding the Watchers, a thread of order in the chaos of infinity. Oracle, voice resolute, echoing. I am the bridge, between shadow and moonlight, between the forbidden and the balance. And yet, with each revelation, a fragment of her mortal self faded, leaving only the silver light of the Oracle, eternal, vigilant, and alone. For now, the Watchers had retreated. The moon's secret was safe, but only for a moment. The Oracle knew the cosmic tides were shifting. The Watchers would return, stronger, cunning, hungrier, and when they did, the universe would tremble. Oracle, softly, determined. I will be ready. I will see what others fear, and I will speak. Even when the stars themselves wail in terror, the moon's secret is revealed, and the Oracle's journey into the heart of cosmic peril has only begun. Beyond the moon, beyond the paths of stars that mortals can trace, lie the lost worlds, realms abandoned by time, forgotten by gods, yet remembered by shadows. Here, civilizations rose and fell in silence. Here, the Watchers feasted on knowledge and fear, and here the Oracle would walk, to uncover the prophecy that could either save the cosmos or destroy it. Each step into the lost worlds distorted space itself. Mountains drifted through skies where suns never rose. Rivers of molten starlight flowed upside down. She felt the pulse of abandoned civilizations, echoes of lives extinguished long before the first human eye could see them. Oracle, voice steady, reverent. I walk among what was lost, and I will bear witness. The moon's silver threads wrapped around her, guiding her steps through the impossible terrain. For even in chaos, balance must be sought. The Watchers had sensed her intrusion. Drawn by the moon's influence, they converged from the forgotten realms. Watcher leader, voice like collapsing planets. Oracle, you trespass in our domain. Do you not know that even your silver light cannot withstand us? Oracle, calm, glowing with lunar energy. I'm not here to fight, but to guard what you cannot claim. The shadows writhed and shifted, their forms stretching beyond comprehension, as if the void itself had risen to life. The Oracle drew upon the moon, weaving energy into barriers of silver flame. Each attack of the Watchers bent the light, yet she held. Her heart, part mortal, part celestial, anchored her to the balance between creation and oblivion. Oracle, chanting, resolute. By moonlight and shadow, I hold the path of balance. The void around them pulsed violently. Fragments of lost worlds shattered and reformed, and the Oracle danced between destruction and salvation. Amid the chaos, the Oracle discovered the lost prophecy. etched in the remnants of a civilization devoured by shadows. When the moon speaks through the oracle, the watchers shall rise from forgotten realms. Only the bridge of light between mortal and divine can restore the balance of creation. The stars themselves will tremble, and time will hold its breath. Oracle, whispering, "This is the path, the burden I must bear." The prophecy was not a warning. It was a charge, a call to action, and the oracle knew she must fulfill it, even if the watchers tore the fabric of reality to stop her. The watchers attacked with relentless precision. Each shadow sought to corrupt the oracle, to draw her into their hunger for forbidden knowledge. Oracle, voice echoing, unwavering, "You will not claim this balance. I carry the moon's will. I carry the weight of the worlds." And so the lost worlds became a battlefield of light and shadow, where mortal courage met the infinite hunger of ancient beings. Through the chaos, the oracle realized her strength was not in defiance, but in understanding. The watchers hungered for knowledge, but they could be bounded by clarity, by the bridge she embodied, part human, part lunar, part eternal witness. Oracle, softly yet resolute, "I am the bridge, the path, the balance, and I will endure." And as she spoke, the moon's silver energy pulsed through her veins, pushing the watchers back into the void. For now, the lost worlds had revealed their secrets. The prophecy was clear. The watchers were relentless, and the oracle's journey had only just begun. Oracle, whispering, determined, "I will walk between shadow and moonlight. I will speak what the stars fear to name, and I will guard the fragile balance of all things." The lost worlds have tested her courage, and the oracle stands, ready, as the guardians of creation tremble in her light. The moon is more than a witness. It is a heart, a pulse, a reservoir of power, a repository of truth. And at its core lies knowledge too vast for any mortal, too potent for any god. The oracle, born of its light, had come to the threshold. What she would discover here could unravel the threads of reality, or weave them into eternal harmony. Each step drew her closer to the center of the moon, the silver threads of her being intertwined with lunar energy, her senses opening to the pulse of stars, the rhythm of planets, and the silent heartbeat of the universe itself. Oracle, whispering, "Show me. Reveal what has been hidden since the first dawn of time." The moon responded, folding its light into a tunnel of knowledge. Within, the oracle glimpsed the histories of countless worlds, the rise and fall of civilizations, and the hunger of the watchers stretching across eons. At the threshold stood the first guardian. Not a watcher, not mortal, but a construct of pure lunar essence. It observed her silently, weighing her resolve and purpose. Guardian voice like rippling silver. "Oracle, why do you approach the heart? Do you seek knowledge or dominion?" Oracle, voice steady, luminous. "I seek only balance." The watchers hunger for what the heart guards. "I am its shield." The guardian inclined, a silent blessing. For the moon recognized her truth, and in that recognition, her path forward was illuminated. The oracle saw what no mortal eye should ever behold. The watchers' hunger had already touched worlds unseen, their shadows threading through the void, corrupting light, bending reality. Oracle, softly, voice trembling with resolve, "I will not allow it. I will hold the balance, even if it consumes me." Her voice resonated through the heart, creating silver ripples that pushed back against the encroaching shadows. The watchers came at last, drawn to the heart by her presence. Their hunger and wrath combined into a storm that threatened to shatter the moon itself. Oracle, chanting, weaving lunar energy. "By the heart, by silver light. I bind you, watchers." Silver threads shot forth, wrapping the watchers in light, holding their forms, restraining their hunger. Yet she felt their strength, the pull of their knowledge, the temptation to surrender to power. Oracle, whispering, steady, "I am not yours to claim. I am the moon's voice, and I will endure." The oracle reached the core, the true heart of the moon, and there she learned the ultimate truth. The moon itself is a sentinel, created to guard the balance of all worlds. Those who touch it bear the burden of knowledge, and must act as its eternal voice against chaos. Oracle, softly reverent. So this is my path. Not to wield power, but to guard the fragile light of all creation. She understood that her struggle was far from over. The Watchers would not relent. Their hunger would continue, and the balance she carried could tip at any moment. And so, the Oracle swore her eternal oath. Oracle, chanting, solemn. I am the bridge between shadow and light. I am the voice of the moon. I bear the knowledge of the forbidden. I guard the balance, even if it costs me all that I am. The moon pulsed in response, sending waves of protective light across the void, stabilizing the Watchers for now, and granting her strength to face the trials yet to come. The heart of the moon had revealed its secrets. The Oracle had faced the Watchers and endured, but the universe was not yet safe. The prophecy loomed ahead, its words etched in silver light. The Watchers will rise again, and only the bridge of moonlight can hold the balance. Oracle, softly, determined. I will be ready. I will endure. I will speak, even when the stars themselves tremble. The heart of the moon has revealed the path, and the Oracle steps forward, ready to face the storm that threatens all creation. Beyond the pulse of the moon, beyond the stretch of light and shadow, lies the domain of the Watchers, a realm where reality bends, where stars bleed into void, and where the very air carries the weight of eons of hunger. It is here the Oracle must tread, not as a visitor, but as a guardian of balance, armed only with silver light, courage, and the will of the moon. The portal to the Watcher's domain loomed before her, an abyss of infinite darkness and fragmented stars. Every instinct screamed to turn away. Every fiber of her being whispered danger. Oracle, voice calm, resolute. I walk this path. For balance. For the moon. For all worlds. And as she stepped forward, the portal swallowed her light, folding reality into itself, and she entered the heart of shadow. The Oracle beheld the full scale of the Watcher's hunger. Worlds unmade, civilizations devoured, and echoes of lost knowledge filled the void. The Watchers' forms were immense, their shadows stretching across the cosmos like rivers of darkness. Oracle, whispering, steady. I will not falter. I will carry the moon's will through this darkness. And in her words, silver light flowed from her very being, forming threads of order against the chaos, threads that bound fragments of reality together, and held the Watchers at bay. One Watcher advanced, its presence bending gravity, swallowing nearby stars, its eyes voids of infinite hunger. Watcher, voice like collapsing galaxies. Oracle, you dare enter my domain. You, born of moonlight and mortal breath, cannot hope to withstand me. Oracle, voice glowing. I do not hope, I endure, and I will guard what you cannot claim. The Watcher lunged, a shadow storm of void energy and fractured starlight. The Oracle responded with silver threads, weaving barriers that shimmered like liquid moonlight. Every strike of shadow met with light, every assault countered by lunar precision. The battle became a dance of cosmic will. The Oracle moved with purpose, her silver light slicing through shadows, binding each Watcher in threads of balance. Oracle, tending. By moonlight, by shadow, I am the bridge. Time fractured, stars flickered, and the void trembled. The Oracle's mortal courage, tempered by lunar essence, held the Watchers at bay. But she knew this was only the beginning of their true fury. At the center of the domain, the Watchers united their power, forming a storm of black light and devouring energy. It was a force older than creation, a hunger that sought to erase the very pulse of the moon. Oracle, voice steady, luminous. I will not yield. I am the voice of the moon, and I will endure. She reached deep into the lunar threads within her soul, drawing upon the heart of the moon, channeling its silver light into a shield and a spear of pure cosmic will. In the heart of the Watcher's storm, she understood the ultimate truth. The Watchers sought not mere knowledge, but the collapse of balance itself. If they succeeded, all creation would unravel, and even the moon's light could not restore it. Oracle, softly, resolute. Then I will hold it. I will be the bridge. I will guard the light of all things, even against eternity itself. And in that moment, silver light erupted from her being. Threads of lunar energy connecting stars, worlds, and galaxies, pushing back the storm, bending the Watcher's hunger into restraint. If only for a fleeting moment, the Oracle had entered the heart of the Watcher's domain, and survived. Yet she knew this was only the opening of the final confrontation. The prophecy loomed over her like a silver crescent in the void. Only the bridge of moonlight can hold the balance. The Watchers will rise again, and the Oracle must stand as their eternal sentinel. Oracle, whispering, determined. I will not falter. I will endure. I will speak. Even when the stars themselves tremble, the Watcher's domain has revealed its power, and the Oracle prepares to face the storm that will decide the fate of all creation. The universe trembled. Stars flickered, moons trembled, and the threads of reality quivered. For at the center of the void, the Oracle stood, silver light blazing through her form, facing the full might of the Watchers, beings older than time, hungrier than eternity, their hunger seeking to unravel creation itself. They came not as one, but as many, every shadow a fragment of infinite hunger, every voice a resonance of lost civilizations and devoured knowledge. Watcher leader, voice like collapsing stars. Oracle, this is your final step. Yield the moon's power, or all shall fall. Oracle, voice blazing with lunar energy. I do not yield. I am the bridge, and I will endure for the balance of all worlds. The lunar threads around her flared, silver energy surging outward, illuminating the void, casting shadows back into the corners of nothingness. The final convergence had begun. Every strike of shadow was met with light. Every attempt to collapse reality was countered by the Oracle's will. Oracle, chanting, echoing through the void. By the moon, by silver light, I hold the balance. The Watchers lashed with all their power, their hunger seeking to tear her apart, but the Oracle's resolve was unwavering. Her silver threads weaved through the chaos, binding fragments of the void, restoring order where the Watchers sought only destruction. At the peak of the confrontation, the Oracle reached into the heart of the moon, drawing its full power into herself. The moon's light became a tidal wave of creation, pushing back the Watchers, bending their hunger into restraint, illuminating the void with silver fire. Oracle, voice resounding through the cosmos. I am the moon's voice. I am the bridge. I am the balance. The Watchers recoiled, their immense forms writhing against the force of pure lunar will. In that moment, she became more than mortal, more than lunar-born. She became the embodiment of balance itself. The Watchers' hunger was contained, their form stabilized, and the cosmos, fragile, delicate, eternal, breathed again. Oracle, softly, resolute. Balance is restored, for now, but vigilance is eternal. For the Oracle knew the truth. The Watchers never sleep. They never forget. And the moon's light must always have a voice to guard the fragile threads of reality. The void settled. Fragments of lost worlds drifted back into order. The moon's heartbeat resonated in the Oracle, a reminder of her eternal duty. Oracle, whispering, thoughtful. I will watch. I will speak. I will endure, so that all may flourish in the light of balance. And so ends the trial of the Oracle, the battle of shadows and silver light. The Watchers are restrained, the moon's heart continues to pulse, and the universe, fragile, infinite, eternal, remains in precarious harmony. Her journey does not end. It never ends, for as long as the moon shines, as long as the Watchers stir, the Oracle will walk the path of balance, the bridge between shadow and light, the eternal sentinel of all creation. Oracle, whispering, I am the Oracle, and I will endure for the moon, for the worlds, for the balance eternal. The Oracle stands eternal, a bridge between shadow and moonlight, and the cosmos whispers her name, though not in fear, but in awe of the balance she guards.